My first question I want to know is, was Kashmir really a part of Bharat? That is the question. Nowadays, if you see a lot of the secular liberals talking about it, they say Kashmir was never part of Bharat. It was a country by itself, and it was never associated with our culture or sanskar. Whatever you say. How do you respond to that? What is the real reality behind that?
Dilipji, the history of Kashmir goes back time, eons before Kashmir was Kashmir. The word Kashmir itself, it's a great pleasure and joy that despite all odds, all audacities which happened on the people of Kashmir, the word Kashmir remained as it is. Otherwise we know that over a period of time, many states, many countries, many languages change or get changed, due to whatever reasons. But the word Kashmir in itself remain unchanged. I would like to tell you, Kashmir was Kashmir when Maharashtra was not Maharashtra. Chennai was not Chennai. Bihar was not Bihar. Andhra was not Andhra. But Kashmir was Kashmir. If you look at the Sanskrit dictionary, the word Kashmir means saffron. So the word Kesar and Kashmir, synonym, Hindi mein we call paryay of each other. Because Kashmir was the only place in the entire Aryabhat where Kesar was produced. So as I said, Kashmir has a very long history. As I mentioned, states change their names. I'll give a small example. Like Patliputra, which is current Patna. Nobody calls it Patliputra anymore, it's Patna. Right. Similarly, a place in Kashmir had a very Sanskritized name called Varhamula. Now it's called Baramulla.
Well, exactly.
A place in Kashmir called Mattam was Martand in the past. Martand is basically another name for sun god, where one of the greatest sun temples of the world is still there. So, Kashmir finds its place in the old, scriptures, and I'll take you to a piece of history, which I call history, and people may call it mythology. We all know that Kashmir was basically created or settled by Rishi Kashyap. It's a long story, but I'll just cut it short. That after Rishi Kashyap settled Kashmir, his son Nila became the first emperor of Kashmir. And Nila basically was behind the first Purana of Kashmir called Nilmat Puran. So we Kashmiris had our own Puran called Nilmat Puran. And as a tradition, if you see most of our great epics like Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita, they start with a dialogue. It's some kind of a coincidence. Now if you look at Mahabharata, it starts with a dialogue between Sanjay and Dhritarashtra. Right. Bhagavad Gita starts with a dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. So similarly, this Nilmat Purana, the first chapter, starts with a dialogue between Raja Janmejaya and Rishi Vashampayana. Now who was Raja Janmejaya? Raja Janmejaya was the great grandson of Arjuna. He was the son of Parikshit, and Parikshit's father was Abhimanyu, and Abhimanyu's father was Arjuna. And who was Rishi Vashampayana? Rishi Vashampayana was one of the disciples of Vidya Bushan Dhar. Now this dialogue starts with a question from Raja Janmejaya to Rishi Vashampayana, that during the great war of Mahabharata, the entire Aryavrat participated in that war. We're talking about the war ethics of those times, that the entire world, you can say, whichever was there during that time, the Aryavrat, the kings and the emperors were invited to take part democratically of their own will to either side with Pandavas or Kauravas.
You mean Kurukshetra War?
The Kurukshetra War, the great war Mahabharata. The question was very genuine, that why there was no participation of the emperor or the Raja of Kashmir in the entire Mahabharata. To this, Rishi Vashampayana replies that the emperor of Kashmir that time was Abodh Balak, or he was a child, or he was a minor, and that's the reason why he was not allowed to participate in the war that time. Now again, we're talking about the war ethics. A child was not, because he can't decide with whom, because Mahabharata was a dharma. It was a war for the justice, war for the dharma. A small child cannot decide which side to take. The next question was, why was he a juvenile? Why he was a child? To which Rishi Vashampayana replies that after Lord Krishna slayed Kansa, his father-in-law Jarasandha instigated the Kashmir emperor of that time, Gonanda, to take the revenge from Krishna, because it was the same family, right? The Kansa and the Jarasandha and Gonanda. So Gonanda challenges Lord Krishna for a one-to-one bout, and this was accepted by Lord Krishna's elder brother Balarama, that before you fight with my younger brother, you have to fight with me. And in that one-to-one bout, Balarama slays Gonanda. So Gonanda dies. So after Gonanda dies, his brother ascends the throne, Damodar. And over a period of time now, Lord Krishna settles down, he creates his own empire, and in the long run, what happened? He is now traveling to Gandhar to marry Satyabhama. Ritual those times was what we call a Swayamvara. So he was basically traveling to Gandhar to marry Satyabhama. And if you know that Gandhar was the same Janpad as Kashmir. It was the same province as we call it today. So he had to travel via Kashmir.
Which is now in Afghanistan.
Which is now in Afghanistan. So he had to travel via Kashmir. So Damodar got this chance. Krishna was basically responsible for the death of my brother. So I have got an opportunity to, take the revenge. So he challenges Lord Krishna again for a one-to-one bout, and in that ensuing bout, he is killed. Now, there is no heir to the empire of Kashmir. So the Yadav Vansh, which is basically Lord Krishna's, so they tell Lord Krishna to basically annex Kashmir and merge it with the Yadav empire. Again, we talk about dynamics of the moralities of those days. Lord Krishna refuses that the kingdoms are not for annexation, just for the heck of it. They should basically go to the right ear. And our people told him that, there's no right ear. Now Lord Krishna tells them that, yes, the heir is already there. Yashomati, the widow of Damodara, is pregnant with Damodara's son. So since he's still in the womb, so Lord Krishna travels to Kashmir and coronates Yashomati as the Empress of Kashmir. Probably the first instance of recorded history when a lady was coronated the Empress. And by the time Damodar too, Yashomati's son, is born and he's now, a small child, the Mahabharata war breaks out. And since he's a child, he can't take sides, he can't participate in the war. That is the answer what Raja Janmejaya get from Rishi Vashampayana. You can imagine connectivity of Kashmir from time immemorial. We're talking about recorded history. Nilmat Purana is supposed to be 5,000 plus years. Another example which I will relate to it, in my quest to know more about Kashmir, I found our Panchang. We call it almanac here. Farmers of the almanac. They use this almanac for calculating the dates, finding the auspicious times. It's a lunar calendar basically, so you find eclipses and other things. Dilip, you'll be surprised that our almanac, our Jantri, dates back to 5094th year this year.
Jantri is the Panchang of Kashmir.
Is the Panchang of Kashmir.
Okay.
And it has been endorsed by some of the pioneers who work on those almanacs and Jantris and Panchangs. There are many other Panchangs, available. Like there is Saptashi Samvat, then there is Shak Samvat, and then there is another Vikrami Samvat. Our Jantri is called Saptashi Samvat, in continuation for 5094 years. I feel so elated and proud that despite all odds, there were times when the Kashmiri Pandit community was reduced to just 11 families. We still continue.
11 families.
11 families. That's another episode which I will tell you probably in another question. That's part of the 7 exoduses which Kashmiri Pandits faced. So if anybody says that Kashmir was never part of India, never part of Bharata, wrong. They don't probably know the history. They don't know the facts.